It's like that time of the year. It's like, what's the hot defining line? I think 80s.
Oh, yeah.
That's rather warm. We'll put it in the rather warm category. And then hot, like what, 90?
Oh, yeah.
I think it depends on how well you deal with the warmth, really.
But I think, you know, after the cold spurts we've been having, 80 is nice.
It's nice.
We'll take that.
We'll call that rather nice. And today, yes, we are on track to have the warmest day of 2024 so far. And we're going to start off with windy conditions, but dry. We've had a few increased clouds as a warm front has been lifting through during the overnight. So over the next few hours, once the sun comes up just after 7 a.m., we will be on a warm trajectory heading into the afternoon today. By 11 o'clock, we are already looking at that 70-degree mark and going to continue to climb throughout the day. Here's your forecast high temperatures this afternoon. Keep in mind, the average is still right around 63, so everybody getting about 20 degrees above normal today. Not quite record territory, but certainly something that we wouldn't expect at this time of the year. 81 your forecast high here in the Indy Metro. We'll go 82 in Greencastle. And then comparing these temperatures today to what we've seen so far this year. Going back to March 4th, we had a high of 77. That's the warmest we've been so far this year. We haven't had an 80-degree day since last October. Potentially looking at seeing those kind of numbers out there today. Now, we do have a dry setup, but I want to break down what's going on in the atmosphere, why we are seeing these unseasonably warm temperatures. Essentially, we've got this warm front that's going to lift through, kind of stall out to our north during the course of the day today. This is just before 5 p.m. Then this boundary is going to start to push back south this evening. Not necessarily anticipating this bringing widespread rain to parts of central Indiana, but by about 11 o'clock tonight, we will see some moisture bubble up along that boundary. Could potentially see a few stray showers or an isolated storm across our far eastern tier states. We're talking our cities, I should say, Richmond up to Muncie, perhaps down to Connorsville. Most of that storm activity, though, will stay to our east across portions of Ohio. Then as we get you into Monday, that boundary will kind of stall to our south. We are still expecting well above average temperatures, not quite as warm as today, though. Mainly sunny skies, unseasonably warm, 70 by noon, up to 77 by the 4 o'clock hour, and officially forecasting highs in the upper 70s around the metro. A touch cooler the farther away from that boundary for our northernmost counties, so 73 up in Kokomo tomorrow, but we'll be right back into the low 80s for places like Bloomington to Bedford on Monday. Now I need to talk about some rain chances. We've got this nice dry stretch we've been enjoying this weekend. We certainly needed it after last week, but we do have some rain that's set to return. As this boundary once again shifts to the north, this is 7 a.m. on Tuesday, starting to see the rain chance becoming a little bit more widespread. Once it moves in, we're talking pretty widespread rain activity during the first part of the day on Tuesday, and then eventually we're looking at a pretty unsettled setup here as we are being influenced by this area of low pressure that's going to be moving through the Great Lakes region. Now this takes us all the way through Wednesday. Still once again looks pretty wet, stormy at times Wednesday as this cold front will eventually come through. Then looks like a pretty decent setup here for Thursday and beyond, although that cooler air will start to filter in on the backside of that system. So we're going to go from way above average to actually a little bit below average as we look ahead at the end of next week and into next weekend. So the rainy days of the week will be Tuesday and Wednesday. Temperatures falling, 66, a stray storm possible, although Thursday looking relatively dry with these latest model runs, and then much cooler with daytime highs dropping back into the 50s to wrap up next week and to get you into next weekend.